Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Awino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, there is something that happened yesterday. Do you remember when Rigathi Gachagua said that these people that are the abductors, they are reporting to a person of higher rank? Rigathi Gachagua said this, and people, we assumed, we were saying that Rigathi Gachagua is just speaking. You know, some people were saying that he wants people to sympathize with him because he was kicked out of office, something like that. But the DCI have insisted that GB Muturi, that is the CS Muturi, should go and record a statement. You know, what is funny is that Muturi went and recorded a statement. Now, I want to read for you a statement that was recorded by Muturi yesterday. And now this one will tell you that I think these people wish that Muturi would have not even gone to record a statement. Because Muturi stated everything, mentioned all the names of the people that were involved in this, the people that he engaged when his son was abducted, up to the end. Now, I want to read for you this. This is what the letter says. Ridgeways, Nairobi. States as follows. I'm the current Cabinet Secretary for Public Service. On 22nd of June 2024 at 21:29, I was meeting some friends when I received a call from Wairimu, the wife of my son, Leslie Muturi. She told me that she had been informed by Honorable Mark Mwenje that Leslie had been abducted a few minutes ago by armed, hooded gangsters. She said they had just passed the roundabout on Dennis Pritt Road and turned onto Oni Avenue when the incident occurred. She stated that Leslie had been with the Honorable Mark Mwenje and Marangu in Manyara at Alfajiri having drinks, and they decided to go to a birthday party in Lavington. It was during this process that Leslie was waylaid and kidnapped. The kidnappers forced him into a vehicle and drove off, and she was unable to reach him on his phone. I tried calling Leslie's phone, but it was switched off. At the time, I was with my friend Paul Mudoka. After discussing the matter with him, I called the Inspector General IG of Police Japheth Kome, explained the situation, and he promised to circulate the information among various police stations and call me back. Shortly afterwards, Mark Mwenje called me from the scene and described what had happened. He said the vehicle that abducted Leslie was a white box Prado, and armed men brandishing AK-47 rifles and wearing hoods and blocked Leslie's car, opened the driver's door and pulled him out while the car engine was still running. Mwenje noted that at the time he called me, Leslie's car engine was still running. I then called Raymond Omolo, the PS for Interior, and explained the abduction. He assured me that he will take action. I also attempted to reach the director criminal investigation, the DCI, Mr. Mohammed Amin, but his phone went unanswered. I tried calling the National Intelligence Service, the NIS Director General Nurin Haji, but he did not answer either. After about an hour, I called the IG again. He informed me that he had alerted all personnel on all, suspecting it might have been a robbery. However, I told him that based on the information provided by Mwenje, the abductors appeared to be security personnel rather than robbers. He seemed unconvinced, stating that there was no planned police operation that night. Several friends joined me at the scene, and we continued making calls to various offices and individuals who might help in locating my son. I called Raymond Omolo a second time, and he confirmed that he had contacted several agencies to assist in finding Leslie. However, he was still inclined to believe it was a carjacking. We learned that police from Kilimani had gone to Citizen TV to obtain CCTV footages, but the station was initially reluctant to release it. Honorable Ndungu, who had joined us, called Wachira Waruru, the CEO of Citizen TV, explained the situation and requested any information that might help in identify the vehicle. Waruru later sent us footages showing the event leading to the abduction. The footages showed Leslie driving out, followed by Mwenje. The footage also captured the box Prado and another vehicle resembling a Probox following Leslie and Mwenje prior to the abduction. Around 3 a.m., I decided to send a WhatsApp message to President informing him about my son's abduction. Around this time, someone gave me the contact number of Said Kiprotich Mohammed, the Director of Anti-Terrorism Protection Unit, the ATPU, as we had identified the box Prado in the CCTV footage and learned that such vehicles were often used by the ATPU. I called Mr. Mohammed, but he did not answer or respond to my text messages. Since I could not reach Amin, I obtained the contact of his deputy, James Onyango, and called him. He said he will look into the matter, but was unaware of any police operation that night. We eventually retired to our homes around 5 a.m. to freshen up. While at home, around 8:15 a.m., James Onyango called and informed me that they had checked everywhere, but there was no reported case of that nature. He promised to intensify their search efforts. Shortly afterwards, Said Kiprotich Mohammed called back. After I explained the situation, he assured me that there was no ongoing operation, that ATPU was not involved. Given the anxiety at home, where many relatives and friends had gathered, I informed them of the previous night's efforts and left to continue the search. We returned to Gigiri and met with friends who had also been searching various police stations without success. Between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., a friend from NIS called, informing me that my son was being held by their people. I shared this information with my friends and was agreed that I should call Noting Haji again, despite multiple attempts. He did not answer. Just before 1 p.m., I decided to call Professor Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary. Just before 1 p.m., I decided to call Professor Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior. After explaining the entire situation, he expressed shock and assured me he would contact Noting Haji. 15 minutes later, Professor Kindiki called back, saying he had spoken with the DG of NIS, who denied holding Leslie despite my insistence that I had confirmed information from an NIS officer of Kindiki maintained that Kindiki maintained that the DG could not be lying. We continued our inquiries and I checked my phone to see if the president had read my message. He had not. Shortly afterwards, we saw the presidential escort helicopters heading toward State House. Knowing the president had been attending a church service in Nyandarua, I decided to drive to State House to see him in person. Upon arrival, I found that the president had just finished lunch with a group of MPs, including Mwangi Kiunjuri and Honorable John Kawanjiku. I waited until they finished their discussion. When Mwangi Kiunjuri concluded his conversation with the president, I approached. After greetings, I informed the president about my message and he explained that his phone had crashed due to an overload of messages. I then narrated the ordeal, including my interaction with various senior government officials who had been unable to help. I expressed my belief that NIS was holding my son. The president joked, asking why anyone would want to arrest a young person over the Gen Z's demonstration. He even mentioned that Kiunjuri's son and the sons of other officials had been involved in similar demonstrations. He then called his technicians to check the status of his phone, since it was still not functioning properly. I requested that he call Noting Haji directly. Standing outside the pavilion, I heard the president ask Noting Haji if he was holding my son. Noting Haji confirmed that indeed he was holding my son, and the president instructed him to release Leslie immediately. Noting Haji responded that Leslie would be released within an hour. After thanking the president, I drove out of State House and rejoined my friends in Gigiri and explained what had happened. Slightly over an hour later, Leslie called me to say he had been released and was at home. I then went home to see him. This is a true and accurate recollection of what transpired. Justin Bernard Njoka Muturi. Now, I started this statement, this video, by asking you that, do you remember Rigathi Gachagua saying that these abductors, they normally call someone in a higher office? Now, this message confirms, this statement that has been written by Muturi confirms everything. And I've also had one of the members of parliament who doesn't, I don't know whether he uses his common sense, Osoro, saying that he's going to table a motion after 14 days after the recess. He's going to table a motion of impeachment of Muturi. CS Muturi. I want us to listen to this guy.
Wewe ni cabinet secretary. Unaketi kwa cabinet. Unaketi na rais kila siku. Unaongea na polisi kila siku. Unaita press kulia juu ya polisi. Justin Muturi. Na unajua sheria. Ulikuwa speaker. Leo mimi nakuambia mbele ya hawa watu wangu, ile kiboko tulipiga Gachagua ndio inakuja kwako. You resign ama nikutoe. Vile tuna resume bunge, because tuko na siku 14 ndio to resume bunge. Justin Muturi, you have 3 options. Ya kwanza, resign. Ya pili, apologize to ignore your maneno. Ya tatu, we impeach you. Tuna collect signatures, uende nyumbani. You cannot serve the government of Kenya yenye unalima kila siku. Ati yo maneno namna hii. Sani yako anashikwa akifanya ukora, unasema ni abduction. Na wewe sani yako alipatikana kwa bar na vitu zingine za kufuta sijui nini, akashikwa. Fundisha mtoto wako maadili bwana. Wacha ajipange pole pole. It can't be that the only people complaining are from one region. It can't be. Mpaka ma CSS mumongezewa. Leo vetting inafanywa ya CSS kutoka mlima. Na sisi tumenyamaza tu. Unafikiria tuko happy? Sisi tuko na CSS moja tu. CSS mmoja peke yake. Alafu CSS leo inatoka kutoka kwa mlima Kenya wengine. Na tutawapitisha. Kwa sababu ni watu tunajua wanafanya kazi. Kabogo ni mtu wa kazi. Huyu Kenyanjui ni mtu wa kazi. Hao wote ni watu ya kazi. Tutawapitisha. But why are you complaining 24/7? Mbona mko mna complain Uhuru akiwa rais? Is it that lazima rais atoke region fulani? Hapana bwana. Hapana. Patia president time. Wakina nani wanasema hivyo president apewe time? Hebu nione kwa hiyo. Hata nyinyi mnakubali? Yes, apewe time. You can't be complaining. Asubuhi TV ukifungua unajua huyu ata complain. Kesho huyu ata complain.
You know, sometimes I normally feel like these people don't know what they're doing. But now the biggest problem is not even about these people. The biggest problem is that these people are fighting the Kikuyus. For guys, that is all I have for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But just a reminder, if you're for the first time, don't forget to take a minute, click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, do a comment. Tell me what you think and where you're watching this video from. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.